Hey YouTube, Neosolid22 back finally. I know it's been a while since my last video, and I guess that's like over a week for me because I usually try to do about one a week. I would say it's been slowing down lately, but I've been buying stuff off Facebook groups and eBay, a couple of things. I got a good amount of stuff in this video, so I'll try to keep it quick in this video, try not to go into too much about each thing, but I do have a lot of new NES games to show off. This is going to take my collection over 500 to, I think, around 526, I believe it's at. And that's counting, obviously, a couple of double variants that I keep in the collection because I'm one of those people. So, anyway, let's get started showing off what I got. First off, I'll show you, I just got this in the mail today. I'm Club Nintendo. Obviously, if you're not part of Club Nintendo and you buy anything made by Nintendo these days, you really should be, because you can get some pretty cool stuff. The Platinum Award this last year was not great. It was just a free download. NES Remix is what I got with that download. So it was decent, but it wasn't great. I do like NES Remix quite a bit. I really want to buy the physical copy of it, but I haven't yet. But this is what I got with some Nintendo Club points. They announced that they had these for sale, and this is actually a 3DS carrying case for the games. As you can see, it fits in there, and it actually comes with 3 covers. I've got the classic Zelda cover on it right now. Pretty cool. As you see on the back, it has the Triforce with Club Nintendo in the middle. Pretty cool little thing there. I just got this today, so that was cool. It was a good surprise to find in the mail today. Alright, so I posted a search ad on Warrenton, Missouri, buy-sell trade, and I got a response from somebody I recognized from some of the local gaming groups. I believe he's in the St. Louis Classic Computing group and Retro Gaming group, and he said he had some games. So I was like, okay, what do you have? So he sent me a list, and I picked a couple out off the list. He had, you know, okay prices. It's nothing special. I think I ended up, I don't even remember what I paid now, but I got a couple of games. One game I've been wanting I didn't have, and it's kind of a tougher to find game, and that's Wizardry, which is the second scenario. There's another Wizardry, but this is Knight of Diamonds, the second scenario, Wizardry. As you can see, it's got the gold label on the back because it's a battery. I haven't tested it yet, but I am going to bet the battery is probably close to dead or dead. But the cool thing about this is it came with the Adventurer's Guide, which is tough to find, for sure. Now, this guide's in pretty crap shape. It has water damage, among other things. The cover is trying to come off, but nonetheless, it's all there. All the pages are there. Very tough to find, so happy to get that with it. Next, he had a box and game only. I already had the game, but when I see a box and I can get it for a decent price, I'll grab it even if I already have the game. So I picked this up. The box is in okay shape. It's not perfect. It's a little crushed. It's got some wear, but it's Ultima Exodus. So I grabbed that. I already had the game, so I think my copy was in a little bit better shape, but this one's still in good shape, the one that I took out of the box. So if anybody's interested and needs this for their collection, let me know. We can work out a trade of some kind. But yeah, so that's up for trade. I'm constantly saying when I see Bill Benton's videos, because he's always trading with people, I need to trade with some more of you YouTubers out there. So let me know if you need an Ultimate Exodus. You may not. It's fairly common. But now I have it in the box. I don't have a manual for it, so I'll be looking for a manual at some point just to kind of try to complete that. But very cool. I'm going to add that to my box shelf over there, which you have probably seen in my collection video if you've been watching. Alright, next up, I grabbed some stuff off eBay. I sold a broken NES, and the thing went for like $40. It just baffled me because it was console only, and it was broken. And I literally told the people, I don't know if it can be fixed in my listing, and they bought it for $40. I think this hobby is getting a little outrageous with some things, obviously. So I took that eBay money and I just bought some common NES games that weren't too expensive. I took a little bit of that money and bought a couple other things. But first I got, and I thought it was a piece of tape on the label when I saw the listing, but it was really cheap. So I took a chance on it. It ends up being a ripped label with a number written on it. But nonetheless, I have a game that I didn't have. If you're looking at it, you can tell it's a Comerica cart because it's that wacky little silver cart. But it's B52, which is BEE 52. So I picked that up. As you can see the label damage there. That's actually not tape. It's actually a peeled label right there. I imagine this was a rental copy and they did something, peeled the label off with a rental sticker, and then just rewrote the number of it back on there. But adding that to the collection, always room for an upgrade later on that, right? Then I picked up, which I couldn't believe I didn't actually have this game in my collection. I thought I had it, but I passed it up probably 100 times at different places. And I got this super cheap on eBay. Stealth, which is a super common game, super cheap. Activision game, nothing special. Another one that I probably should have, but I just don't, is Terminator 2. I actually don't have Terminator 1 either. But now I have T2, LJN, so it's a piece of crap, I'm sure. So I got that one for the collection. It's got some nice initials, JM there. Thanks, JM. And then another one I didn't have, it's a light gun game, of course. Barker Bill's Trick Shooting. So added that to the collection. These are all off eBay. Actually, the funny thing is, I bought B-52, and I was like, well, I want to get a couple more games off eBay here while I'm doing this. So I was like, ordered a couple more, and then I realized I was buying from the same seller, and they're actually in St. Louis, which I'm right outside of. So I was like, well, darn, if I hadn't known that, I'd have seen if I can go pick them up. But the guy gave me a pretty good shipping discount on these, so I ended up getting them for a very good price. I didn't mind paying. I think it averaged out to like $4 a game, shipping and all, so that's not bad at all. Well, at least for these three. B-52 I paid a little bit more for, I think. Alright, next, I was on Nintendo Trading Collectors on Facebook. Ran across somebody who had a couple of games that I needed. And I asked him what he was looking for in trading. He said, well, just show me what you got. And I was like, well, I have Super Mario Bros. 3, because I run across that game all the time. It's expensive for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. And I had Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle that I accidentally bought because I thought I had Birthday Blowout, not Crazy Castle. But it was the other way around. I didn't have Birthday Blowout, and I had Crazy Castle, so I accidentally bought an extra Crazy Castle. So he said, okay, I'll do the trade. You know, that's no problem. I need those 2 games. I'm going to play them. I just play my games and then I get rid of them. Basically, I think is what he does. Because honestly, who needs Super Mario Bros. 3? I thought everybody has that game. Anyway, he had these 2 games, and that's Snake's Revenge, which is of course in the U.S. made by Ultra. Who, if you don't know, Ultra is actually Konami. And I didn't know this till recently, but Ultra was a company created by Konami to release more Nintendo games than Nintendo wanted a company to release in a year. So if you see an Ultra label, Konami made it. It's Konami's crew. They just basically opened up another studio to make additional games so they could release more than Nintendo actually would usually allow one publisher to release. So, of course, Metal Gear series is still with Konami and Hideo Kojima. But this is actually Snake's Revenge. It's not the official Metal Gear 2. It's actually another game, but it's the official sequel to Metal Gear here in the United States. So, of course, the Metal Gear here released in the United States on the NES is actually a pretty like toned down version of the Metal Gear that was originally released in Japan. You can actually play, and I would recommend this if you can find a copy of it, getting the Metal Gear Legacy Collection, which came out on PS3, because it has actually the original Metal Gear in its true form. So I would definitely recommend getting that. But Snake's Revenge is a decent game. So I picked that up. I didn't have it. I've been looking for it for a while. And then another Ultima game. Ultima Quest for the Avatar. So I didn't have that one. I wanted to add it to it. It's funny because down here you're not going to be able to see it on the video, but it says a Lord British game. And if you don't know who Lord British is, it's Richard Garriott. He's got a bit of an ego. He created Ultima, and he calls himself Lord British. And Lord British is one of the characters in the game. I haven't really ever played Ultima, but I know Lord British is a character in the game. Sorry, my nose is itching like crazy right now for some reason. But anyway, a Lord British game, Richard Garriott. Probably more famous today for space travel, being a paid space traveler, one of the space tourists, than actually making games anymore, because the Ultima series has pretty much gone downhill for years. But Ultima Quest for the Avatar, adding that to the collection. Very nice. Alright, then I saw on a Facebook group somebody had some GameCube games, and it's nothing special really, just kind of crappy filler titles, and she wanted $2 a piece for them. And she said she had a GameCube console, just a console only, because she was selling the controllers and stuff separately. And I didn't want to buy any controllers or anything. But she said she'd give the GameCube free to anyone who wanted it. So I took the GameCube. She says it's broken. I actually haven't tested it, but I have another game. I have a couple more GameCubes, but one of my other GameCubes has a the spinner here for the disc in the middle here is like busted, and it won't actually hold the disc. It still works, but I figure if I need to, if it ever stops working, as you can see, this thing won't close. Maybe that's the problem with it. If it ever stops working, though, I figure I'll have a backup to replace it. Or, you know, if anybody wants a broken GameCube, you know, we can trade for something cheap or something. But shipping is going to be rough on that probably. It's kind of heavy. And then I got, like I said, 7 games. NCAA 2K3. Who cares really, right? But it's actually a decent game. I didn't even notice this. It's actually not the right game in here. This is NCAA Football 2003 in here, not 2K3. But I don't really care because the title isn't. So if anybody actually needs an NCAA Football 2003 to put in an empty case or an NCAA 2K3 case, let me know. I didn't even notice that. Top Gun Combat Zones, that wasn't complete, by the way. This one actually is complete. I think this is the only complete one in the lot. I never played it, but the Top Gun games on NES are horrible, so I can't imagine that's great. Curious George, which I believe I saw Canadian Retro picked up Curious George the other day. And if you're not watching Canadian Retro's channel, you need to check it out. I'll try to remember to post a link below to Canadian Retro. Cool YouTuber. Although a lot of my subscribers are probably watching him as well. So that's not complete. But Curious George, I figure if the kids ever want to play GameCube, they'll check that one out. Another kind of kiddie title, although this is a great show, which I've kind of gotten into watching reruns on Nickelodeon. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Again, not complete. I figure I'll check this game out at some point with the kids. It actually looks like the art style is pretty cool. It's like a, I don't know, animation style, cel-shaded type style. But, got that one. This is the one I actually wanted out of the lot most. It's nothing special, really. But it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I got that, and it looks complete. But this is actually just the cover of the manual. So, you know, whatever. I'm not huge on worrying about my GameCube collection being totally complete. This is not in the greatest shape. The case is beat up. The cover looks like it's a little warped. As you can see, the cover is a little torn down here. But I wanted that one. That's the big one I like. And these were $2 a piece. I never have a problem paying $2 a piece. Then I got Defender, which is a great arcade game from back in the day, but this is like a remake. You know, it actually looks pretty cool. It's a Midway game, which Midway made some great games. And anyway, Defender, $2. And my rule is pretty much I will pick up almost anything I don't have if it's $2 and I have the cash. So that's what I end up getting here. And then I got this TAC 2, The Staff of Dreams. And I'm going to tell you, I love the TAC games. They're really cool. I have my lights interfering. They're really cool games, actually. And this one, I believe, is one I did play back in the day, and I beat it. It's actually a very fun game. Maybe, I can't remember if I played 2. Or I know I played one called The Power of Juju, and it was super fun platformer. I mean, it's nothing special, but for a licensed game, basically, made by THQ, who does good games. But I believe TAC had a cartoon on Nickelodeon at some point, but TAC's actually a pretty fun platformer if you ever get a chance. I mean, it's not up there with all the great platformers by any means, but a fun game overall. I'm going to fix this cover because it's hanging out a little bit and getting some damage. But for $2, like I said, I'll always pick it up. Alright, and then I dropped in GameStop on Skylanders Day because my son's a big fan of Skylanders, so we usually try to go on Skylanders Day to get a couple of the deals at GameStop. And I was looking through their under $5 games, and they had this for $2.69, Conan, which my buddy said it's not a bad game, actually, and it is complete. Most of the games you find in there under $5 is not complete. This one looks like it's actually maybe never even been played, is the funny part. But for $2.69, I'm going to pick that up. I always look through GameStop's cheapo games just to see if there's anything worth grabbing just to add to the collection. Alright, and then here's my big pickup. Now, I paid a decent price for this pickup. I had some extra money I wanted, and I just wanted to get some volume for the collection, basically. And some good games, don't get me wrong. I'm not just... I mean, let's face it, if you're going to complete a Nintendo collection, which I'm trying to do, but I like playing the games as well, you're going to buy a lot of crap. A lot of LJN crap. You're going to buy a lot of crap altogether. But if you can find a good volume of games for a decent price, and this is, you know, I know the guy knew what these were worth, so I was, you know, I was happy to pay. He gave me like 15% off eBay's average sale price, so I ended up paying a decent price for this, but it's a good lot. Got some games I've been wanting for a while, so let's just get into it. First, I'll start off. I got some Tengen games that I didn't have, so I'm going to pull those out real quick, and we'll go through those first. So I got RBI Baseball 3, Tengen card, of course. This is a kind of a rarer of the Tengen cards. Not rare, let's say more uncommon. You don't see it that often. Tubin, which is actually a pretty fun game. Pac-Mania, which I never see, so I was really happy to get Pac-Mania. It's very cool to add that one to the collection. And then, unfortunately, the last Tengen game I got was not a Tetris, but it was Skull and Crossbones, which I've been looking for. Pretty decent game. Graphics are kind of crap, but it looks decently fun. I haven't played it. I'm going to check it out at some point. Alright, so that's the Tengen games I added to the collection. Next up, I got some more Camerica games to add to the collection. I got Quattro Adventure, which I've never played, but I love the design of these cards. They're just crazy weird, so that's cool. Then this one I've actually played. Me and my buddy Greg played this a ton when we were younger. We rented it all the time, and I showed it. I sent it to him on Facebook, and he was like, "Yeah, as many times as we rented that, we probably could have bought that." And I'm kind of sad I didn't buy the copy when the video store that we rented it from was going out of business. Sad I couldn't get that copy because it would have been nice to have that actual copy. But this is Quattro Sports, which he loved. I liked it quite a bit. And this has got the weird thing is I got this from a guy out in Washington, James, out in Washington State, and this one has a sticker on it that says Wild Man Games. So I was like, and it's got a website. So I went to the website. The website's gone, and I didn't try calling the number. Maybe I should, but I looked up Wild Man Games, and it was in Branson, Missouri, which is everybody's probably heard of Branson, but it's south of where I live by a few hours. Obviously, it's down in southern Missouri. But how weird is that a game from Branson, Missouri, ended up in Washington State, and now is back to Missouri with me? I don't know. Kind of a cool little thing. And then the last Camerica title is Firehawk. So pretty cool. Unfortunately, it has some letters etched into the back of it. But good to have Firehawk. Never played it. It's a helicopter game. Don't know much about it. Alright. And then one last unlicensed game from American Video Entertainment. Venice Beach Volleyball, which is uncommon overall. It's hard to find, so I had to grab it when I saw he had it. Pretty cool. Alright, everything else is licensed in this box, so I'll start going through them. Got Alpha Mission from SNK. All-Pro Basketball from one of my favorite developers, Vic Tokai. Sports game, though. Not worth much. One of my least favorite developers, LJN, Spider-Man, and the, Return of the Sinister Six. Cool. Power Pad game. Not many of these Power Pad games, but this one's made by Bandai, of course, who, if you don't know, Bandai, I believe, originally designed the Power Pad and the stadium events and all that fun stuff that we see on eBay every now and then going for $100,000, which is not a true bid. Nobody please believe that went for $100,000. But Street Cop. So that's a Power Pad game. And then, as I said earlier, I didn't have Birthday Blowout. Well, I have Birthday Blowout now. It's got some label damage on the top. I'm going to have to get some glue and kind of glue that back down. But, you know, always down for a label upgrade. Next up is Kid Cool and the Quest for the Seven Wonder Herbs. That sounds like Martha Stewart. The Last Starfighter. Horrible game. Good movie. The Addams Family from Ocean. Good developer Ocean was. They made some crap games. They made some decent games. Fisher-Price Perfect Fit, which apparently was 75 cents at one point. Sesame Street Countdown, which is a tougher to find Sesame Street game. I think that gives me all the Sesame Street games. I could be wrong about that, but I think so. Rad Gravity from Activision. The Battle of Olympus from Broderbund, which I don't remember what else they made, but I think they made a number. It says Adventure Series on the bottom, so this is an adventure game. I've never played it. It's actually one of the cooler labels. I don't know if you see the label. It's got like a Hydra on the label. Then I got a few more. George Foreman's KO Boxing. Nothing special there. Baseball Simulator 1000. Kind of an uncommon game that I never see. Puznik. This is a busted cart, but I said it was okay. Go ahead and buy it. Ultimate Air Combat. Joust, which is a decent game. It's a fun game, kind of like, you know, balloon fight. Next one is Metal Mech, which is Man and Machine. Metal Mech, Man and Machine. And then the last one, which every time I watch Bill Benton's videos, I want to get this game, and now I finally have this game because he uses this label for his avatar on YouTube, Low G Man. And if you're not watching Bill Benton, you need to watch Bill Benton as well. So I'll put a link to him down in there. So Canadian Retro, Bill Benton, you're both getting shout-outs in this video. So that's all I got this time. I think, like I said, I think my NES collection is up to 526. Let's check it here real quick. I can tell you. If I'm pretty sure I got all that stuff in here. 526, yeah. So thanks for watching. Pickups might be a little slow in February, just because of how it is. There's just not much going on in February. I'll probably still buy a couple of things here and there. But again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. And hopefully I'll get to 100 subscribers here soon and we can have another subscriber contest. I don't know what I'm going to give away or anything, but you never know. Might be something good. Been trying to trade off some stuff I can't get rid of. Maybe you guys will get it. How bad does that suck? You're going to get something I can't get rid of. Just kidding. It's actually pretty good. So maybe I'll consider throwing that in the subscriber contest. Yeah, it's a Master System. Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.